What's up, everybody? Hello. This is coming to you from the Curto channel. I know this is definitely a little different. Those of you that have clicked on this channel before, that have gone through this channel before, you're used to just seeing sort of compilations of home run videos, judge first half videos, 10 greatest Yankee homers of 2017 videos. And before we do anything, before we explain why this is a little bit different content here, first of all, to those of you that have clicked through the channel, thank you. I think to date, what's the subscription count at? 3,500? Which, listen,
and counting, baby. Let's go.
And counting. To a lot of people, that's nothing. To us, that's a ton, right? We were like, whoa, there's 3,000 plus people that at one point in time have clicked subscribe on this channel. So
thank
you to you guys, because honestly, that's the only reason why we decided to do this. And what is this? So we're two brothers who live and die with the Yanks, as you could tell by the channel, as you could tell by the logo on the channel, the Mickey number 7, the pinstripe 7. We, throughout the season, we don't miss a pitch. Basically, we're nuts, we're freaks, and we decided we talk about this shit all the time. We're always talking Yankee baseball. So if we have a little bit of a outlet, if we have a little bit of a channel there that we can go and just sort of like have a little bit of an echo chamber maybe of what we love, what we hate, what we want, what we don't want, this, that, and the other, why not? If some of you guys click and listen, cool. If you guys don't click and listen, cool. We're having a little fun just kind of hanging out, having a beer and talking baseball. So that's really all this is. Again, two brothers. I'm Ryan. This is Cameron. And to be honest, I have nothing to do with the Curto channel up until this point. It is all him.
Yeah, he's bored in college a couple of years ago, and all I was doing in class was looking up music stuff and looking up Yankee highlights.
Good job. Way to spend your class time.
So we made some Yankee compilations, and some people started looking at some of them, which is cool.
Here we are. And here we are.
But yeah, I don't know. He said it. I mean, all we do anyway is talk about the Yanks. Me, him. We got a third brother.
Yeah, shout out Brandon. We're gonna try to get Brandon in on this. He doesn't live around us anymore. He moved away. He's in the big city now.
He's the closest to the stadium.
He's the closest, right? But we're gonna try to get him involved on this at some point. So that's really it in a nutshell. That being said, we don't want to bore you too much with like who we are, because at the end of the day, we all click on these videos and we all do this to talk Yanks, watch Yanks, this, that, and the other. So I know you threw a poll out a couple days ago,
and I'm happy with the way it went. Actually,
things people were sort of wanting to talk about. I'd have to mention this really quick if we're just going to talk Yanks in 2022. Got to call a spade here. This is like the best start. There's not much to really pick at here, right? There are things, and we can get into those, but there's not much. I mean, this is what, the third or fourth best start in team history. So I know since 2009, everybody's been down in the dumps. If you're a true Yankee fan and you've been happy since 2009, I don't really know what you're doing. There have been moments, but by and large, we haven't even made an appearance in over a decade. Yeah. This seems to be right now, I mean, the best chance in recent memory to go to a World Series and win it. And at the cornerstone of that is the guy that everybody was talking about on that poll, I guess. What was the number one thing on the poll?
So I don't know. I put a couple things out. I mean, we're just trying to figure out what the best way would be to go about these little discussions we're going to be doing. I figured just putting polls out to the people that are subscribed to the channel, just different ideas, what people are thinking about. The couple things I jotted down, just judge, chasing history. Obviously, that's like the big one. I'm happy that one won. And then a couple other things after that, but.
So, all right, hold on. Judge, chasing history. I'm going to start right off with that. I got to throw you a question because I kind of know how your mind works.
Went first.
I kind of know how your mind works. When we say first of all, let's just clarify here. When we say judge, chasing history, we're talking about the number 61.
Yeah. Well, all right.
So are we talking chasing history? We're talking chasing Yankee history, or are we talking chasing
baseball history?
That's baseball history. So
this is such a good one though for us, because this is like, I feel like this record is a pretty good litmus test on what kind of fan you are baseball wise. If you're like, I don't know, I feel like new age people, the young fan, quote unquote,
the young fan,
we're kind of in that range on.
Just so everybody knows, the young fan, he's born in 96. I'm born in 92.
Right.
I mean, of that whole like dynasty of the Jeter, Bernie, Tino, Posada, Pettit, all that type of stuff, Mo. You don't remember any of that.
No,
let's be
what?
Real. What do you remember from
09?
that? 09. I'm talking about
I don't remember the actual
98, 99,
part,
2000.
Yeah.
And the only thing, honest to God, that I truthfully remember are two things. One, I was lucky enough as an 8-year-old little shit to find myself in the stadium in 2000, game 1. And then I remember 01, when Luis Castillo hit that blooper, I vividly remember turning to Dad and being stunned. And as a little kid,
well,
just
were
being
you
like,
in 2001, 90? Oh yeah, you're old, bro.
So hold on, in 2000. But I remember looking at Dad and I went, "Wait, we lost?"
Yeah, I could see that too. 2001,
he's like, "Yeah, right. Sometimes you lose," and I was like, "No." So we are part of the young crowd, but I do think we sort of have more of an old school.
I'm an old school
look on the sport.
I don't like change. I like old school stats. Give me like batting average, on base, home runs, RBIs. Like that's my thing.
But let's not go off too much on a tangent. The record, the judge chasing history. Yeah. You see 61 as the record. Right, you're taking 73 and you're throwing it out.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely throwing it out. It's complete garbage. I mean, I don't remember the steroid era at all, but it's pretty like clear to me. Just, I don't know. I take very seriously, probably too seriously, like baseball history and the stats behind everything and the meaning. The game's been around a billion years, right? So when you have guys, the only people that have passed 61 ever in 140 years, 61 years of the record, happen to be three guys that all cheated in the same way.
All right, but let me ask you this.
They didn't break the record, though. They didn't break, like, they shattered it. Like, they made...
Yeah, I mean, 73 is a shattering of the record. 73 to me,
when I look at 73, it's like a mockery, essentially, because it's not... 61 is a number that how many thousands of people have played baseball have never beaten it. And then you have a guy beat it by 12, and then another dude beat it by 10, and guys just shitting on like. Let me ask you this then. It's a mockery. It's a fucking joke. It's a mockery.
I tend to agree. As time goes by, I said this to you earlier. As time goes by with the whole steroid thing, funny how number one topic we go from talking Yankees to just talking like steroid era baseball. But the more time that goes by, the more I'm like. Can I really like fault these guys? So here's my question. Here's my question. Because we have a bunch of buddies that will look at pre-1930 baseball, pre-1940 baseball. Guys like Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Williams, and they'll sort of like toss their numbers to the side because they'll say, "Hey, they face guys that threw fucking underhand." Right. So my question is, do you look at 73 and just judge it within the era that it was played, which was the steroid era? And then the way that we judge Ruth in the era that he played...
Ruth never hit 73 homers.
But Ruth out-homered teams.
I know.
So at the time, he was...
But he did it... That was just him doing... That was just him.
My point I'm trying to ask is...
There wasn't any superhuman aspect to that. That was just a guy that happened to be much better than everybody.
So you're looking at Judge this year right now, chasing history. The number that he's chasing, 61, is baseball history. It's not just Yankee history.
So the thing in my head, it is sure. I know it's not. Like, I know 73 is the number, and I think most people at this point think that way. Because, again, this is, I feel like, an old man argument I'm making right now.
Old head.
But not. So here's what I think will happen. This is why, and I've been saying this for a little while now, and I was at the game the other night where he hit 2 against the Sox, and I'm at the point right now. I actually was thinking
about you the other night going, wow, that bastard's at the game.
I was so happy.
Judge hits not one, but 2.
I almost want Judge to hit homers more than I want the Yanks to win right now because I know... And I don't think he's going to do it because no one's ever done it before. But so I don't think he'll do it.
He also slowed down quick.
He's up right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, so everybody knows watching this, if we end up doing these on somewhat of a regular basis, we'll always have a game on in the background. Right now, we got the All-Star game on in the background right now, and Judge is up. Hopefully not in the batter's box that he'll call home starting next year. Hopefully not.
He's staying a Yankee. But now, hold on. So what I
look at those numbers. Look at those numbers real quick. 284, 33.
What I want to happen is him to keep hitting homers. I want him to be at like 59 with like a week left. What will happen? This isn't what I hope would happen. What would happen is it would like wake up the baseball world to the fact that 61 actually is such a special number still because it hasn't been done.
Here's the other thing to think about.
Stan had 59 that year. I can't think any. Nobody else has hit. Ruth and Maris are the only guys who have hit 60 and 61.
So here's the other thing that a lot of people will talk about, right? Like,
dude, the world will wake up to it.
There's 162 versus 154. I'm looking at 1961 for Maris.
That was the thing with Maris. He didn't hit 60 61 and 154, and
He
then
hit
people
60,
got
right.
people shit
got
on
pissed
him
at
for
that.
it. Whatever.
Right.
That's
At the end of the day, there's no way Judge is playing. Maris played 161 games in 1961. There's no way Judge plays that. Judge is going to play under
like 150.
154.
He played a lot last year, though.
He's going to play
like
the most he's
150.
played. What's the most games Judge has played in a season?
154, probably.
155.
Okay,
So yeah,
no,
he would do
can't
it.
do it.
It doesn't. No, not
he's
at all.
on pace. Maris had 33 at the break. Although I think their break back then was a lot fewer games than wasn't their break exactly.
I mean, but
Well, they didn't
whether
play.
it was or it wasn't. Is he going to do it? Yes or no?
No, I don't think he'll do it. But again,
I think he's gonna do it.
if he gets close enough,
I think he's gonna do it.
I think if he gets close enough, it'll like open the eyes of everybody again. That 61 actually is the number, and then it proves how stupid 73 is as a number because he's not even
that's
close,
why I'm
and
saying
he's doing the most amazing thing we've ever seen.
The more time that goes by, the more I'm leaning towards with the whole steroid era. Just judge it as its own independent era, the way that you judge Ruth in his era, the way that you judge.
No, I judge the player that way for sure, but the record itself is in the context of the entire length of the history of the sport. So you can't contain the all-time home run record.
So how do you value? Obviously, this is a weaker question that I'm about to ask here, but we just mentioned it. So guys like Bonds, Sosa, McGuire, all these guys. How do you take that advantage over an extra 6 games that Maris had? That's an advantage as well.
I take it because the guys hit 12 more homers. They destroyed the record. So clearly,
it's a weaker question that I'm asking.
It's the stupidest thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Also, when Bonds hit 73, he had like 460 at bats that year, which is like probably 100 less.
Hold on.
It's a joke.
That's
it's literally a joke.
That's a joke because he was getting intentionally walked with the bases loaded.
He was on a homer every 6 AB clip for the entire year. That's not realistic. That's not in my video game. Only a couple years I did that.
All right, so that's where, like you said, this might be the first litmus test for anybody that might actually watch one of these.
Maybe everybody disagrees with this.
I'm sure there's a ton of contention on this point. I'm sure there's a lot of people that'll say you guys are stupid and ignorant, or get over it, cry about it type of deal.
You're wrong, but I'm not. Nah, for real. It's baseball history. Like it's just
like you said. So here, 01 when he hit the 73. How many official at-bats did he have? Do you know this off the top of your head?
470 or something.
476.
Yeah.
So in 476 at-bats, he hit 73 homers.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke. See, the thing is, I'm not baffled by that. I'm like, that's a mockery. That's a mockery.
At the end of the day, it is and it isn't because you listen.
I know he's like. I know he's a beast. I know he's
like the greatest player of all time.
I know he is.
But that's
his fault though, and
it is.
I don't even blame him though.
It is.
And you said just before, like, can you blame? Because it was allowed to happen, and I get that. So I don't like hate Bonds, even though I remember watching do a couple times.
I remember watching the Ken Burns documentaries, and somebody mentioned it, and it was perfect.
Let it happen.
They said Bonds is sitting in Pittsburgh before he gets to San Francisco, and he's watching all this shit go on, and all these players get all these accolades. McGuire and Sosa go on their run, and everybody's talking about them, and he's sitting there like, I am the best player. I am 40-40 material here. So what's going? And he decided to level the playing field by taking the roids
and then
as well.
He takes steroids and he hits 1 billion homers.
Right,
so no, obviously he's maybe the best player of all time. You'll never know his true numbers. I'm sure he would have hit. 500,
look at Pittsburgh, dude. His numbers in Pittsburgh are pretty legit. And also, for anybody that does watch this now, you can see how quickly we go off on tangents about baseball.
Yeah,
a question that we asked ourselves before this was: are we bigger Yankee fans or baseball fans? I don't
it's
really
like
know.
50-50,
Yeah, I really don't know.
I hate change in baseball, kind of in general. I don't.
All right, so
I hate the new playoff structure.
At the end of the day, Bonds aside, Judge. You say he's not breaking the record.
Not because no one ever has. So
I'm gonna say he does. I'm gonna say he does. That's just what I'm gonna say.
I really hope he does. I hope he's at 60 with like a week left. Dude, the whole world will tune in. It'll be. It's gonna happen.
You gotta remind me here because I had it up and running, but I don't remember what else was on the poll here.
Right, so then, that was that. We talked about that for a little bit. The next one on here was just basically additions to the team, which I feel like now turns into Soto versus Castillo.
Yeah, but, so hold on. So this is where we get into, the Yanks are on like the best run they've had almost ever in team history. So anything that we're going to add or subtract or that technically is nitpicking. This team is like 40,000 games over 500.
I don't fully agree with that.
There are blemishes. There are clear blemishes.
Yeah, no, you can make the team better. Blemishes. And like... You can have the greatest regular season of all time. It's October at this point, and we've gotten no hit this year. And I'm not like I love this team is if they don't do anything, they should win the World Series.
Just really quick side note: this is I don't usually love this stuff.
I kind of
this is funny though. Judge and Stanton talking to each other across the outfield. I'm gonna look this one up. I hope Stanton is saying to him, like, dude, please.
I hope they never
don't
do this
me.
in an actual game, personally. But
no, but you know what? If they're gonna do it in the All-Star game,
the All-Star game is so
additions
awesome.
and subtractions. Soto
and Castillo.
Let's talk Soto for 1 second, right? Because he's the hot name right now. He's the name everybody's talking about. Let's assume. Let's play a game here.
The cost is too damn high.
Let's say they get him.
Okay.
Who are you willing? Because I know my answer to this. I know my answer.
We have to give away everybody.
Who are you willing to give up for Soto?
You have to give up.
You sell the farm?
The entire top half of the farm, probably Glaber, and then probably Judge. And
why do you have to give up Judge? To Washington, you're going to give Judge?
Actually, hold on. So,
or you're saying you're giving up Judge because you're not going to sign him as well?
No, you won't be able to sign him.
Why?
Right, no, we'll have him.
I hate that argument.
Well, you hate it. Well,
why won't you be able to sign him?
If you get Soto right now, it's 2.5 years, right? Or 2 years?
2 years.
1.5 years?
I know it's definitely the rest of this and next year.
Okay.
I know it's definitely that. So it's not just a rental. You are getting him for a period of time.
Yeah, but
I'm good. Give up the farm.
But you're going to have to give him $500 million, and Judge wants
again
$350 million.
What, dude?
What do you mean? So what? It's just numbers because you already have. I already did the little math on this, which is if you had Judge making like $38 a year, you had Soto making. I think I gave him like 30 a year.
I'm going to cut you off right now because I know where you're going with this.
It's like $140 million for the four of them with Stanton.
Why do I look at the Dodgers do this then?
I don't know what their payroll is, but I'm sure it's smarter than whatever.
Hold on, just go through the names. Don't even think about
names.
contracts.
They're beating us our own game with this
Kershaw,
stuff. That's why I want him.
Betts. How are they doing it, but we can't? What is that? Of course we can.
Money.
Sign Soto.
No, it's fucking money.
Come on. Sign Soto, then sign Judge. Tell Gallo to go kick fucking rocks.
And also, I don't know if you have to give up the entire top half.
You got to give up the farm.
And probably a major
but you're giving
league.
up the farm. You're giving up the farm for a 23-year-old left-handed slugger.
It is crazy
who
though.
Also has a 410 on base percentage.
You don't gotta tell me Soto's like. It's crazy because if you give up all of that and let's say you can't re-sign Judge, Soto's really the only guy that you could still argue actually justifies all of that. Because I mean, I love Judge. I think he'll stay a Yankee. I hope he does. But Judge or Soto isn't really a debate, honestly.
I would agree. No, you take Soto.
Yeah,
and that pains me to say because I think Judge. I think Judge is.
He's a Yankee.
I think I think he could be the next captain. I don't think
he
that's
already is. I
think that's sort of like known to an extent. People say, yeah.
If he re-signs with the Yanks, he immediately will become the captain 5
Here's
minutes
the question.
After they
Here's
re-sign
my one thing about Judge, and I might get flack for this because again, he has shown that he is the guy when he's on the field and he's got the clutch gene. He shows up in the moment. He says the right thing. We make fun of him all the time for his post-game interviews, but I love it. I love when he's asked the question and he sits there for like 30 seconds. And then he thinks about what he's going to say. I love that. But if he were to leave for Soto, yes. And if we were going to give him a 10-year contract.
Yeah, you can't do that. They're not going to.
But that's what he wants. That's what he wants.
I know, but he wants money. So if you want 10 years.
So you give him a 10-year contract, you better win a ring or two within the first 5.
Well, that's why.
Within the first 5.
I have a feeling that Judge is the type of guy. Like Freeman, although it turns out Freeman didn't want to leave, I guess, but. A big prerequisite to these big guys leaving is having a ring already, and then we talked about Cano before too. Cano had a ring when he left.
Yeah, he did. But
Judge doesn't have a ring.
Cano can go kick.
Although I don't know if they give a shit. I don't like.
You would like to think they do, but I think one of our buddies, Tim Abizzi, always tells us all the time. He's like, "You guys give them too much credit." I think
we do to an extent, and I can't blame a guy.
No, I can blame a guy.
No, if someone's giving him $50 million more dollars, like.
But at what point does your way of life not change?
At no point these days. Clearly, I don't know. $50 million, even if you got 300 already coming to you, is a lot of money. Like that's just I can't hate on that.
I can't fathom that either. All right, so hold up. So yeah, additions
Castillo,
to the team.
I think is actually the more immediate.
I like
help
Castillo.
That we want.
I do too because listen, I like Severino a lot, but the dude, you want to talk injury plague? The dude can't stay healthy.
Is that true? I don't know his injury history. It's really bad.
Severino?
Because I know this dude loves Castillo.
No.
Are you saying Severino?
I'm saying Severino.
Okay. Yeah.
The reason I would sign Castillo right now is because I don't know what Sevy's going to be doing.
No, you need to sign. You wouldn't sign Castillo right now? You're crazy.
No. I'm saying the number one reason why I would is because I'm looking at the rotation, right? And I'm saying, hey, the rotation was the best in baseball essentially the first half. Most of the first half,
that could change in an eye blink.
In the most of the first half, Garrett Cole had the worst ERA on the team, and his ERA was like a 3.5, 3.4.
Cole's his own thing.
So at first I was like, do we need help with starting pitching? And then here comes the injury plague again. You always need help. You always need more than 5 arms. And then I was like, okay, well, Sevy goes down. Herman can step back in. Maybe. Who knows? But fuck all that. Castillo's a stud.
The thing is, to get Castillo also is going to require Volpe or Peraza.
But I think Castillo's
and then I guess just throw
or 7
Gallo
as well.
And at him.
Let's see.
No, I know, but... I don't think anybody's been saying this. There's no world where you can get both of them.
Luis Castillo's actually a little bit older than I thought. He's 29. 30? Yeah, he's 29. So he'll be 30 when we 4
or 5 prime years left in that. No, in the immediacy, I can't believe I'm even saying this because it's so fun to just draw out the lineups with Soto and then with everybody. It's like ridiculous, but pitching trumps all, and we want to win in October this year, and that's where you need.
See, and that's where
pitching.
That's where I turn into my negative Nancy self, and it's hard. All right, let me restart. As easy as it is to stay super, super optimistic about what's gone on, we have now seen since 2017 this group of guys get into October and just not quite deliver.
Not Judge Stanton.
I'm not talking individuals. I'm talking about the collective team. Just hasn't quite gotten there yet. And again, we went through the whole rundown. I'm born in 92, he's born in 96. Yeah, I understand the dynastic run that took place but when 96, I'm a 4-year-old. 98, I'm 6. I'm starting to understand. By 2000, I'm getting it. By 2001, I'm devastated. I'm heartbroken little 9-year-old shit asking my dad how they could possibly lose. 09's the only one that I really genuinely
it's hard
have.
to, like, growing up with a true dynasty is kind of not a great way to start.
Yeah, but Frank tells us all the time. This is another one of our buddies. Tells us all the time. He looks at you and he goes, dude, you were just a tadpole when a lot of this was going on.
I don't remember any of it.
So again, should I be faulted for saying I want the ring?
No, of course. I mean, they haven't won. I know it's such a weird tightrope though, because like
that's why
in my entire life they've never been under 500
Re-sign Judge.
ever.
Well, and again, there's a difference when you're in a big market and you can bring names in like that. No, you're not going to slip into where the Baltimore Orioles slip.
It's tough to say. You can't all right, yeah, they got to get to the World Series and they have to win the World Series, but they obviously had far from sucked. Even the years they were devastated by injuries, those 2 years, they still. 2018, the Red Sox just happened to be some unstoppable force.
Stop.
2019, dude, the Astros have just beat us. They just beat us
to win a
World
World Series.
They do.
This is like, remember, so we used to watch highlights as kids, right?
Really.
We used to watch highlights as kids with Dad, and Dad would. I remember asking him like Mattingly hitting homers and stuff. I'd be like, Dad, why the stadium's empty? What's going on here? And he was like, you don't understand. Throughout the 80s, from like 77, 78 up through the 80s into the early 90s, it was depressing.
Yeah.
I feel like, sure, the record might not be like that, but we haven't crossed that hump in that amount of time now.
It's
the year. Depressing.
They're going to win the World Series
this
year. They're going to win this year. They're going to do something. I think it's Castillo. I think they'll get Castillo. I don't think they're getting Soto.
I want both, but I'll tell you right now, I want Soto first. Even though I know pitching,
you can't, dude.
And you know me. I've wanted Luis Castillo on this team since 2018.
Yeah,
when I started hearing little whispers.
Castillo.
I think the guy's a stud.
And he was pretty impressive, actually.
I think the guy's a stud. I know some of his numbers might not jump off the page at you, but
his numbers aren't great, I feel like. Although he's having a really good year right now, right?
I mean, so what's his worst season? I'm looking at his baseball reference right now. Luis Castillo's worst season right now is his second year in the bigs when he's made all 31 starts. He had a 4.3 ERA. That stinks. That's not great. Nothing
These
above
days,
a 4
I don't know
after
if that
that
stinks. It's just not good.
And here's the other thing. He's had a couple of seasons that have injury. No, he's had one injury. The other seasons, 31 starts, 32 starts, 33 starts. The guy's a horse.
So he plays.
The guy's a horse.
No, I mean, I think they'll get him. Soto's just too much to move.
Low-key has been on him for a while.
If anything, we get Soto maybe in 2 years. Whenever I don't know if anybody gets Soto.
Hold up.
Although they're going to try.
You're talking about not being able to pay the guy. If you're going to wait 2 years, that's exactly what you're going to have to do is pay the guy.
I mean you're double paying right now because we're also giving them half of our farm system.
Yeah, but hold on. If you get him now, there's no guarantee you give him the money later.
Yeah, I guess
you
maybe
give up
you
the
do
players
get him now,
maybe
and
you
then
don't
in 2.5 years. Yeah. Then you just gave up the players for 2 years of, and I know
the
he's
best
like
player in the sport, arguably.
Yeah, basically.
And who is he replacing? Joey Gallo?
Matt Carpenter
replacing Joey Gallo. Matty mustache.
Gallo was the other thing on here. I don't think anything really has to be said about Gallo.
I mean, for real.
It's already been said by everybody. What I will say is an old head baseball fan like myself who likes traditional stats saw this the whole way.
You know what I don't understand? Here's what I don't understand. We're in this analytical age, right? And people were selling you, the geeks sitting behind computer screens were selling you on the idea that, hey, he walks, so his on-base percentage might still be 350.
His on-base with the Yankees is like 260.
He might hit a $178, but his on-base percentage is still 360, whatever the fuck it is.
It actually was last year.
Hold on, here's my question, though. Like, I'm looking at all these analytic geeks. At what point do the analytics say 170 doesn't play?
Yeah, no, it's that simple. Like, batting average is important. So I remember, I think they got him first, and then they got Rizzo after. They got the two lefty bats. They got Gallo first though, and people were like excited.
Well, I mean, hold on. Right, you can understand because I was excited too.
Career hitter who's now at like 202.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited, but you're excited because when they first signed him. Because my thought process was
lefty in Yankee Stadium.
Exactly.
Cool, but he hits 206.
What are these numbers? What are these numbers? 41, 40, 38.
Stanton just hit one.
Oh my God.
That might be on the list. Holy shit. That was a bomb, bro. Did that leave? I got to text
put that out at Dodger Stadium.
I got to get the volcano in the group.
So again, guys, we always have a game on in the background. Stanton just hit a bomb.
Just put one like.
Who'd he hit it off of? 460.
I think Gonsolin was just pitching.
Oh my God. Oh, he hit it off a Dodger? That stinks.
I mean, he's hit one out at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, a 2-run bomb, too. Ramirez was on.
Oh, my God. Dude. God, I love Stan. I used to give this guy shit. I used to give Stan shit.
Everybody did.
After what he did last September, I'll never say a bad word about that guy.
Let's talk about him for a second because
I love Stan.
let's take a guy who came in, and to be fair, his first season was a fucking good season.
Yeah.
He had like 260, 30 homers, 100 ribbies. Like, perfect. He started getting booed because of the injuries, no doubt. He handled it like a champ.
Yeah.
He never bitched about it. He never cried about it. He never complained about it. He just, I grew to love him with how he handled all the hate he was getting.
Yeah, no, he took it like a champ.
I'm not one to go into the stadium and boo players in pinstripes. I think you're a bit of a loser if you go to the stadium and you boo guys. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't talking shit about what are we doing here. The guy can't stay on the field. He can't get on the field. But that right there.
But I mean, he proved like the Grand Slam last year.
All right, hold on. You didn't answer my question because we got interrupted here. I don't even know. These numbers, we were talking about Gallo. These numbers, 41, 40, 38.
I don't care, dude.
Those are home run totals. So you'd be lying if you said
boring baseball player.
But hold on, you'd be lying if you said when his name came across the page, you didn't go,
no, I swear to God,
average is going to stink.
I swear to God,
average is going to stink. But him at Yankee Stadium, Buxton, did he?
Oh my God!
How did he get that?
Oh my God! NL stinks, bro. Let's go AL.
That ball was at his eyes.
He's laughing, you idiot.
That ball was at his eyes.
Hasn't the AL won a bunch of the...
8 in a row.
Oh, my God. I love it.
8 in a row.
Although I feel like this isn't as much a thing anymore, like league pride, league versus league.
That's why I'm saying, like, I wish there was a little bit more.
We're going to get a lot more of that.
Listen, I don't need Pete Rose. Who do you run over? Ray Fosse? Who's the guy? I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need guys trucking. I don't need guys trucking each other in the All-Star game. But... I wish there was a little bit more competitive edge there. Oh, my
God. Dude, these are... They might have juice balls in this game.
So, hold on. We're talking about this right now. What is... I'm hiding my computer for a second. What is Buxton hitting this year?
Oh, it's not great. 237.
216.
What? Really? Oh my God!
So listen,
how was he on the
average
All-Star team?
Average is out the window.
Start. I know
I'm a guy that says I don't need all these.
on base. He stinks.
I don't need all these like crazy numbers here to tell me who's a good player and who's not. But average is definitely falling off. People do not value average.
His OPS plus is 132, so I guess that means he's good.
What's his WOBA?
His FFUPA, right? Wasn't that
His
one?
FFUPA.
Like.
Again, average doesn't play like it used to. However, Gallo's hitting 160.
Average always plays. I don't give a shit.
I happen to agree.
If you hit 300 plus, you're
I'm talking about the state of the
team.
game. I'm talking about the state of the game.
Well, we could talk about IKF, I guess, a little bit, because that actually, I feel like, goes into. He has 0 homers.
I have nothing wrong with IKF. I know you got a bit of a gripe against him.
No,
I got nothing wrong with him.
I love his bat. His glove is a bit of a problem.
His glove was better. He's better at short than what Glaber was.
Barely, but
honestly
a little bit.
Glaber is the reason for a lot of the log jam that's going on. Like we always talk about how DJ doesn't have a spot.
He's the whole reason, actually.
He's the reason.
And I love Glaber too, though.
I love Glaber too. Here's the thing: if they were going to bring in a guy like a Soto, and then Glaber was going to be a part of that package,
that helps.
That helps because then DJ goes back to second place, his natural position,
and then just bring up Peraza or something to play short.
Well, again, you might have to give some of that up. That's all hearsay.
IKF,
that's all hearsay.
Dude, all the time when we're at the games, IKF comes up. It's a good guy to have up right now, and a lot of times he comes through. He gets one through the infield. I love that. That's okay. Not everybody needs to hit fucking 20 homers.
I told you guys for a long time. I thought IKF should be the leadoff guy.
Yeah,
I thought the order should have gone like
slide DJ in there. DJ,
here would have been my lineup to start the year. I would have gone and again, this is where like
who sat the first day? I remember that was the whole thing. I was
Glaber did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because Donaldson had the walk-off.
This is my like old head mentality creeping back through. I remember growing up hating Manny Papi. Manny Papi was 3-4 in the Red Sox order. It was miserable. I understand why Judge hits 2. I understand why guys like Trout hit 2. I understand why all the big bats hit 2. I get it. I understand it. My lineup still would have been IKF, DJ, Judge, Stan. That's how I still would have gone, and then put Rizzo in. That's how I still would have gone with
this. This will be a new age take for me right now because I agreed with you for a while, but I've actually grown to like having the lefty between the two big guys because they're susceptible to the same thing. So then, fine,
I would have still gone IKF, DJ, Judge, Rizzo, Stan. And again, this is being nitpicky.
Yeah,
the lineup
that's
has
what
worked.
it is.
The lineup has worked.
IKF, you said.
Right.
So IKF,
right.
DJ,
but
Judge.
I like having a guy who just
4.
slaps the ball around, who can move a little bit. Because DJ slaps the ball, but he's slow, dude.
He is fucking slow.
DJ is slow,
dude.
Man.
So many times this year, I'll see like ground ball, slow hit, fumbled by somebody,
like
and they still get thrown out. I'm like, yo, it happens all to like everybody. Glaber too. I'm like, dude,
Glaber's a little bit quicker, but yeah, I would have liked to have that exact. I would have liked to have had that exact speed up top there. But again, the season has gotten off to a wildly blistering start here. So we're just nitpicking.
I'm so happy watching the Yankees every day. It is such a far cry from last year. It's unbelievable.
And then so they scuffled a little bit, but then look how they come into the break. They absolutely take a Cleveland steamer on the Boston Red Sox 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, well, they had, it is kind of telling, I guess, what kind of team they are, though, because the losses, they lost 5 of 6 coming into the break. Obviously, they won the last 2 big, but every one of those losses, they like should have won. And every loss they've had this year, how many times this year have they just flat out gotten beat? It's like 3 times. Like every time they lose, it's they're 1 hit away from this. Last year was like the total. Last year was they won 92, but 90 of those games you're fucking biting your nails off. It's
at the end of the day,
team just totally flipped. It's awesome.
The end of the day, the 2022 team feels different than the teams of the last 5, 6, 7 years, right?
Yeah.
The reality though is, until they punch through in October, and we know that doesn't mean getting to the game 7 of the ALCS, which was awesome. I'm talking about get to the World Series and win a ring. Until that happens, I'll enjoy the regular season.
Yeah.
I will get hyped up against teams like the Red Sox in the regular season. I will love it when they go and they beat the Astros in the regular season. However, I'm not going to be like hanging from the ceiling, jumping from the rafters, until they win another World Series.
I think we're all with you. I think everybody watching the 15 people maybe that watched
like,
this first one.
So that's where people will. A lot of our buddies tell us, "You guys got to stop complaining. You root for one of the best teams of all time. Cool, great, whatever. The franchise is amazing. I'm not dumb. I understand history. I'm a history geek. I love it. I need them to win a ring. It's been a long
we'll wrap
fucking
this up
time.
pretty soon, but I will say that the reason we got so much, because we talk a lot, obviously. I mean, we watch too many games.
Listen,
like, we're weirdos about it.
And it also is, we do love being the pompous Yankee fan.
Dude. I love being an arrogant Yankee fan. It's the greatest thing. It's so fun. And I feel like
fun.
a lot of the guys don't even get that I'm, like, fucking around most of the time. Although the thing is, I'm, like, not fucking around completely.
Well,
which is why, that's why they hate me,
no, I mean, listen, Dad was the same
such
way.
a dick, yeah.
But Dad was the same way.
So good with this stuff.
Dad always, the evil empire.
Yeah,
he
you got
loved
to jab
it.
at people when
He
the
got
Yanks
his
are being the
nickname
Yanks again.
from
Dude,
a lot
we're
of
the
his.
best. We're better than everybody
Uncle
else.
Glenn
We're
called him
classier than
Darth.
everybody else.
He was Darth Vader to a lot of people.
We're better than everybody. We are.
No,
Yanks,
I agree.
Cream of the crop.
I agree. Again, since I need a ring to just re-emphasize that.
But to what I was just going to say, though, was the reason we recently got so much shit for being just whining babies was last year. And anybody, I think the people that will watch the video
I know where you're going with this.
will agree with this, that they won 92 games last year. If you didn't watch the games, you go, oh, that's a good year. Especially as a Met fan, you're just perpetually miserable your whole life. You're like, 92 if you watched the season, you would realize how miserable last year was. Last year was the least enjoyable baseball season I've ever watched in my life.
Baseball. It was a lot of
horrible
bad baseball.
I had all these numbers. I was going to call in like K or something with the playoff lineup they had. DJ couldn't play that game. I remember. I guess some other guys are missing, but 4 guys in the starting lineup had averages below like 210. They had 2 guys in the starting lineup hitting under 200.
Ugh.
Like,
we have Gallo in the starting lineup.
Right, Gallo's hitting 4. What did he do? He struck out 12 times that game. So,
Side note.
That's what makes this year, though, so much. Just
side
like,
note,
I'm so
I just got a text. I just got a text. Adam Stone got drafted.
Did he? What round?
Or I shouldn't say the word drafted. He is signing.
Okay, so maybe a non-draft.
You know who he's signing with?
Yanks?
The Yanks.
Dude, they always take the guys from around here.
Those of you who don't know, Adam Stone's a kid that we played with.
I didn't play. No, he was too young.
Yeah, he was a little younger.
I played with Grant and,
and
Kev.
Anyway, we played with the family. We know Adam very well. We coached him a little. I coached him a little bit. That's awesome. That's awesome. Suma just texted that to us. Adam Stone signing with the Yanks.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
They really do that though. They always.
They go to
Montana. They know this area.
Listen. Whether it happens or it doesn't, that's obviously a 1,000,000 to 1 shot. The fact that he signed a piece of paper with the New York Yankees is badass.
99.99% of everybody else who's playing. I think we should wrap this up real quick. I know this has been. We could keep talking.
All right, so we can talk forever.
I think the plan is like every Sunday night or something. I can come
whatever
over.
the plan ends up being, whatever we end up doing. Again, I started it this way. We'll end it this way. If people listen, awesome. If people don't, fine.
Man,
this is a little bit of a way for us to hang out once a week, have a beer, watch baseball, talk baseball. If people agree with our takes, if they don't agree with our takes, whatever.
I feel like most people won't. Again, I think we're like
people don't.
Here.
I would like to have people drop a comment and be like, "You're an idiot."
Bonds is actually the
You're
rightful.
an idiot. This is and we can talk about that. I'll debate you till the end, till the cows come home. But at the end of the day, again, we wouldn't have done this if those 3,500 people didn't hit that subscribe button once upon a time. Because
DC Yankee, I know you.
And again,
Brian Shamrock, I think that's another one.
To a lot of people,
there's another guy. God,
like you were saying this before.
Shout out y'all though. It's funny. I mess around. Sometimes people like comment in there, and we get into little like
spats.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, nothing crazy, but it's fun. Yeah, it makes me laugh. I like it.
But seriously, like you were saying this too. To some people, 3,500 subscribers is nothing. To us, that's a lot, dude. That's a good amount of people that hit that button. So
it's funny when I see some of the year. I don't know why though. This is maybe YouTube or something, but the 2018 list gets so many. Everybody watch it. I don't know why.
Again, at some point in time, 3,500 people hit the subscribe button on the 7 Curto channel. That's awesome for us. Like that's huge for us.
You.
So thank you for that. If you guys listen, cool. If you don't, cool. We had some fun just kind of shooting the shit about baseball, about the Yanks, going on tangents left and right here. So yeah, Hopefully you guys like it. If we do some more of these, cool. Hopefully we do. I mean, we definitely will, because I kind of have fun doing this.
Yeah, we're just talking.
We're just talking, anyway. So I kind of have fun doing this.
Might as well.
So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Leave comments, argue. Don't talk too much shit.
Don't say anything crazy.
Don't say anything crazy. But
let's go Yanks, man. We're on the same team
we're all
here.
on the same team
I'm
here.
imagining the 3,500 people that subscribe to a channel that literally has only posted Yankee players hitting home runs are Yankee fans. So I think we're on the same side here.
Right,
but
right.
Thanks for watching, guys.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is our first little take at this. Peace.